Life. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. We have today a very, very, very special guest, and just for everybody to know, I just want to say, he's a rider. He has a company. He take care of all the one wheel that we have problems, and there is not too late to see one interview that he made about 3 weeks ago explaining everything about one wheel. If you want more information, you're going to see you are in the right hands. Hello, Josh. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, Nelson.
No, it's a pleasure to have you here because I learned so much with you in the last interview. I was impressed. We need more persons like you, and I'm very sad that we see that the future emotion don't take care of you like you deserve. You have so much knowledge. You know so much that you can do everything for us, and I'm very sad, or I hope in the future Europe has more guys like you doing so much for the one wheel community and for the rest. We need you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I'm only trying to learn as much as I can here. I think same as everyone else.
So first of all, I want to say to all of you, is like this: tell us your beginning. How do you start it? How do you find this sport? How this sport found you?
Yeah,
Please.
so this is more of one wheeling found me, I guess. So I started out skateboarding when I was really young. That sort of grew into longboarding when I moved across the country. Uh, when I went to college, a couple of my friends and I would have a ton of fun going to the parking garages around campus because you can ride all the way down the
Mm-hmm.
garage. You hit the elevator, you go back up, and you just do that again. And we'd do that 4, 5, 6, 7 hours at a time. It'd be one of the only things that we would repeatedly do on weekends. And there was one weekend in particular where we were riding that garage and we saw somebody going up a steep hill on a longboard. And we're like, how is that possible? That's when we came to learn about electric longboarding and boosted boards. Very, very quickly became addicted with that. And a few years later, we started to build up a sort of a social founding in a group around riding these electric boards. And one day somebody with one of those one wheels showed up, and we found out everywhere we like to go off road or on road with that smooth pavement, you can also do off road. And it was pretty much final nail in the coffin after that. I actually, I was resistant for a long time on getting a one wheel because the electric longboard I had, the boosted board, did everything that I needed. And like I said, it took one ride on that one wheel off of pavement to figure out, okay, this is something else. And I never looked back.
I'm listening to your story, and I'm thinking about my story. I started with the skateboarding and everything, and then is like the same. Do you think one wheel is like a big addiction? Is like when you try it, you never wanted you're never going to stop again riding.
Oh yeah, I mean, like any hobby, it can become addicting. But I think for myself personally, it's more than an addiction. It's definitely something. It's the corner of my life that I've hit the hardest. I could say that with confidence.
Wow, that is very good. That is very nice. That is something very special. So, first of all, my friend, I just want to show to all of them, everybody's out there. I'm going to leave all the links. So that is website that is now doing something. I'm going to change. Is creating. Tell us a little more what is going to happen and what is the best way to contact you. First of
Yeah,
all.
absolutely. So if you're specifically in need of service modification, upgrade, or repair or whatever, I may or may not be the best person to contact here. I highly recommend you go to stokelifeservice.com. That's going to
Mm-hmm.
find your local version of me to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're more than welcome to send your repair to whoever you do so choose. But if you're sending to your local repair shop, you're going to get a much faster turnaround time. So I recommend you go that route. If for whatever reason you want to send your board specifically to me, the page you see in front of you will be adequate enough to do that. You can also reach out to me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/permawheelie right there. And through those two avenues alone, that should be able to be enough to get in contact with me.
So, guys, if you need repairs, I just tell you, if you don't know him, just go and see this video that I'm going to leave the link. I don't need to show you guys. If you want to know everything about Onewheel, that is the best interview and the best explanation is close to 3 hours, to 3 hours and little more. But guys, you're going to know everything what you need about Onewheels. I think this video is going to be now is close to 250,000 persons who see it. But I think that is how many? 50 days, 20 days.
Yes,
20
I think
days.
it's been up for a couple weeks at this point. Last
Yeah,
I
yeah, that
looked
is.
at it, had around 130,000 views.
Yeah, you are close to 150,000. So
Really?
I just want yes, and I think this video is going to be crazy, guys. And I know now, and I think I think it's important. We're going to put it here. I think it's important for you guys because now he share with me. And what is this update here?
Yeah, so this is the our response to the video FM put out addressing the community. This is the
Mhm.
first time that FM has ever done something like this. So we wanted to respond and give the community a professional platform to comment on the points that Kyle made through his upload. So
Yeah, I know that. I
this
know
is
that.
similar in structure to the first video that we did. It's just a little bit more refined. There's been some more thought put into it. It's a more clear message, in my opinion.
Yes, and I know that they are trying to process him, Luis, and stop him what he wants to speak. I see the other video, and I think that is something that future emotion don't need, and they have to end this fight and maybe start to take care of all of us first of all as riders, and start to work more with companies like you. I think they're going to win a lot. Like me, I'm in Europe. There is nobody to take care of us. When we have a problem, we have to go to USA, and it's 3, 4, 5 months. We have to wait to a
Right.
Onewheel. Imagine me. I have two Onewheels, but I have like you in the back. We're going to talk about that too. But I have the V1, and I have the XR. When one of them is broken, I can ride one. But most of the people just have one wheel, then they don't have nothing to write and wait
Yeah.
5 months for a board. And if you don't are and if you don't are in guarantee, guys, just for you to know, is around $500 to send it and send it back. Is the
Yeah, it can
prices
get
to
quite
pay
expensive. So I think
without.
we can both agree that there's a better solution to be developed.
Yes, and then I'm talking without repairing, huh? Then if it's something to repair, then you have to put what is going to cost to repairing. Then maybe it can be 1,000. It's close that you buy a new pint. That'll make no sense. I think they have to do something. So, but now today we are talking about you. So, my friend, when you started, what was the first Onewheel that you started?
So the first Onewheel I ever rode was a Plus. One of my now best friends actually is the first rider that we had in our group with a Onewheel, and he, like all Onewheel riders, is pushing other people to try it and to get that experience of flowing on a single wheel. And like I said, we were resistant to it. We thought our longboards would do everything that we would need. And when the XR came out, he let us borrow his Plus for a week. He's like, just ride it around for 5 days and tell me you'll never need it again. And I think by the end of those 5 days, another one of my friends and I who were borrowing the board had pretty much made our decision that Onewheel was going to be the way forward.
Yeah, my friend, the Onewheel. I sometimes I give to my friends. I say, guys, I hope that you don't buy a Onewheel, because when you try it, you're going to love it. There is a person was here last week, and he don't have no background and nothing, and he tried. In the beginning, he would say, "Oh, that's so difficult." Then when he tried, you see his eyes. He was imagining to buy one, and I know that he's going to buy one now. It's
Absolutely.
like it's something.
Yeah,
Because when you
there's something special about it, right? With every skateboard form factor or anything similar, you have to consciously work to be aware to be on top of the board. If you're accelerating, you got to lean into the direction you're accelerating. Same thing with just about any other type of board, but with the Onewheel particularly, that board's working to be under you. That's backwards from all other board form factors that at least I've seen. And contribute that largely to why it's so popular, because it does make it genuinely easier to learn. Right? I've trained people as young as 3 and as old as nearly 70 how to ride these boards. I firmly believe that if you're looking to learn how to ride this and you have, the wherewithal to endure the learning steps on that way, that you can do it.
So I'm going to ask you before we continue. I'm going to ask you like this: when you're going to start to sell these beautiful hats?
The cowboy hats, yeah. So that's more of started out as an inside joke with a couple of my friends and I. We had some extra Onewheel stickers. We saw some cheap hats on Amazon right before Float Life Fest. And we thought, hey, why not? Nobody else is going to do it. So we picked those up, picked up some cheap jean jackets, and went in full denim.
That is amazing. If you put it to sell it, you're going to win lots of money, my friend. Okay, you maybe Future Emotion is going to make a process against you, because Future Emotions they like to make lots of process.
If anybody's looking for the secret sauce of the cowboy hats, you got 2 parts. You got Onewheel sticker and you got hat. Put them together and you got it.
But that is amazing. That was the idea. I think the 2 of you are famous because of these 2 hats. It's like
old denim demons.
For you, my friend, what do you love more, riding off-road or street, or both? What is
so I tend to be pretty 50-50. If I'm on the trails, I'm happy, but there may be times when I want to ride street, and if I'm on street, I'm happy. There may be times I want to ride off-road. So I usually give the blanket answer of my favorite place to ride is where I haven't been yet, because that's genuinely what I like doing more than anything else.
Yeah, my friend, that is good. So what is with what fest do you think you're going to go this year? Festivals.
Yeah, so I'm excited to go to to go to Oak City Shred Fest here in about 2 weeks. Trying to pull out all the stops that I can to be able to go to Dirt Surfers. Don't know if that's quite going to happen yet, but outside of those 2, definitely looking forward to Float Life Fest again this year in September.
How can you describe it? I'm asking you this about first of all, hello to Justin. It's a fantastic event. How can you describe the Float Life Fest for you, my friend?
Yeah, so if you're describing Float Life Fest, you're describing the Onewheel community. And the first word that comes to mind above all else is family, right? We have many, many online groups. We're always interacting and talking with each other.
This picture is fantastic.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah, that is very good. It's like what I'm doing here in the middle.
Right. Gotta love Ren.
I'm just asking you that because now in Europe, we are trying to make a group that we're going to try to go this summer to the Float Life Fest 5.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. We'd love to see you guys out there.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's nice for us to share the information for everybody. I know that these 3 friends for me was in a Float Life Fest 3 from Germany. It was Ignar and Jok on another one, and we want to go this year with a big team.
Yeah, we'd love to have you out there.
Yeah, I think that is going to be fantastic. I think that
so
this
the Onewheel community is really like a family, right? We're all online, we're all interacting with each other pretty much every single day. So these events are really our family reunions, right? This is where we all get together and hang out and just have fun for a couple days. No pressure on top of that. So that's what I look forward to most with these events. It's people that I usually only get to see at these events every year. So I very much look forward to it.
Is Derek close to you?
Yeah, I love Derek. Derek's one of my good friends.
Yeah, Derek and his wife, the 2 of them was here on the channel too. Yeah, there was the two of them. I have the pleasure to interview the 2 of them, and he has a shop too. And
yeah, that man keeps Northern Ohio running up there.
Yeah, and of course, we did. If you want to see there, you're going to see the 2 of them. They came here and they asked, "Is so nice to see so many riders together." And the Onewheel Ori, yeah. The group is fantastic, and the way they protect the trails, the idea from them to protect and to respect the persons, I think is very important. The idea is beautiful, and then the Onewheel trails riders is a fantastic group too, and I think that is very good.
Yeah,
So
Derek's doing a lot of good things over there.
yeah, they do it. He's always doing lots of good stuff, and I think he's very important for the community. And he's as person, what happened here?
So that's Henry. That's my denim partner in crime. And the first night we got into our Airbnb, we came to the realization that you can take the buttons on the vests and link them together and put two people into one. And as you can see by the photo, we are absolutely elated by this discovery.
What do you think this year is going to be the Float Life Fest? Do you think that is going to be very big?
Yeah, I mean, my aim every year is to see it become bigger than it was in the year past. And from what I've heard, I've only been to Float Life Fest 4. I haven't been any of the priors, but it sounds like it's getting bigger and bigger every year. That this community is only growing, and I'm excited to see more people out there.
I think this year is going to be very big. I'm first of all, I'm just making propaganda. Justin was here. I think he's fantastic. So first of all, I just want to say the community of Onewheel is one of the biggest. I support this channel. I have lots of Onewheelers here. I have the pleasure to interview close to 20 ladies from the Onewheels. I think is one of the biggest group of the world united ladies. Is the Onewheel ladies. They are fantastic. They are big. They are doing so much stuff together. And in skateboards, you don't see that. In AUCs, you don't see nothing like that. In the PVs, I think is the most united is the Onewheel community in ladies and in men's. And I think that what you are fighting now for with the future emotion is I think is important. Do you having problems with him now because what you make with this video, or is everything okay between you and them?
Yeah, so I haven't talked directly with anybody at Future Motion aside from a few support tickets a couple of years ago. I mean, I only want to remain fully educational here. Everything that I'm claiming is to the best of my knowledge is truthful. And if there's anything that's inconsistent with that, I very much, am excited to learn how to become better and what a more accurate revision of that statement would be.
I just want to say to everybody, guys, I see the interview and I think that the interview was very respectable to the Future Emotion. Well, I think that was just you showing the experience. I think it's important for you guys to understand that was one of the best interviews, telling the problems and not respecting the other side. I think that's why I love your interview, because you stay in your side. You just try to show the side from the community, and I think that was very important for everybody to know.
Yeah,
I don't want to yeah, please.
Sorry, go ahead. There's a lot of negativity, unfortunately, around this topic, and it doesn't have to be that way, right? So
No.
I only want to be informational so people can form their own opinions about this. Mm-hmm. But there, to date, to my understanding, isn't a single source of this information. So I was sort of hoping to provide that and become a resource for other people to become more knowledgeable, not only about the product that they own, but the company that's supplying it, right? That's a good thing for everybody.
Yes, and we don't have to forget, without them was no Onewheel. We have to
Correct.
always I know that is, but I think they understand, and they call some riders and they try to fix it. Because in Europe, I don't know if you know, but most of the companies, they came together because listening to all the feedbacks from you guys, and all the companies who sell the Onewheel, they said we don't want to receive this Onewheel in Europe till the matter is fixed.
Yep.
And that is something because they was very worried about this ghost problem, and I don't know how that works in America, but with us here in Europe, they're going to have lots of people suing them. That's why the company said, okay, let's put this first, everything in perfect conditions, then we're going to sell. I was waiting to receive my Onewheel now in May. Now they push it to maybe June or maybe July. They have to see if the problem that is bad for all of us. It's good for us for one way, but it's bad for us because we don't have no idea how to ride the GT, and everybody here wants to ride. And
yeah, I mean, rightfully so. Rightfully so. You're excited for the board that you bought, right?
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you like this. Do you try the GT?
I have tried the GT on a couple occasions.
So do you try it now with the new update?
I have. So I have tried it both with the old and the new firmware. From the very brief experience I've had with it, I don't own a GT, but I got to try a buddy of mine's.
Mm-hmm.
It is a pretty steep improvement. Thank you very much, Neil, for working with FM on this. This is to the benefit of everybody here. It's making a safer and all-around more qualitative product.
So I'm trying to bring them here to the interview. I hope that we maybe it comes. The proposal is there. I'm waiting for answer. The only thing I'm going to ask for the communities is then to write your questions. If they are upset, if they're going to upset, then I'm going to have to send them the questions to them. And I think maybe they can answer some questions because it's important for the community.
For sure.
The other thing I want to ask you is like this. You have something very important in your back. Tell us a little more about this baby, because I think there is not so many people who has
this guy on the table here.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is my new pride and joy. This is my V1 that has 0 miles on it.
Do you going to make
that tire has not spun one rotation?
Do you going to make a glass?
I think I should, right? Put some lights on it too.
Because the table is there. It's perfect. You just have to put the glass
Absolutely.
and some special light, because I know that you're not going to ride it. Tell us a little more for everybody to understand why that is so special.
Yeah, so this is extremely significant. This popped up on the local selling wall near me, and I took one look at it and thought it was just another V1, and they posted the mileage with it, and at that moment I knew I had to have it. So this is the initial board launched with the Kickstarter campaign in 2014 to 2015. It is the, what number? 6,287th Onewheel ever made.
So don't forget what I told you. You have to make a nice glass.
Absolutely.
And then you have to put a shield with the number and the year, and that is going to be like your baby, because it's not going to catch no dust, nothing. I think
Absolutely.
that is going to for everybody. And you put your new shop when you have everything together, and you put it there as for everybody.
For sure. And the special one about this guy is it still works too. The battery's still good.
It's still good.
Mm-hmm.
I have my one here. I change it. I have everything, the original theirs. If you see the blue one,
I do. I recognize those railguards anywhere.
Yeah, that the blue one. That is, I fix it. I have to cut it to put this, because Onewheel, the V1 don't pass this here, the original one, and the rest is everything original. And I have the foot packs, everything. And when I see your video, I said I'm going to put everything original. I have the first tire from them. I'm going to put it again, and I'm going to leave it here because mine is the 627 here in Europe. I don't know what is. That is very, 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 very young. And I have all the thing. Every time you put the WAP on, is going to show you 627. That's the number, serial number. And I'm very impressed. The other thing is someone in National Onewheel mating for the floor. Italia. What is this? My friend, can you try to explain National Onewheel mating from float Italia 14, 15?
Sounds like there's an event going down in Italy.
Yeah, it's something like this. Yeah, my friend, if I have the possibility, I'm going to see you. So the other thing, what I'm going to ask you, my friend, is like this. What now we go as the specs as a rider. What is your favorite tire?
Favorite tire right now? Are we talking for XR or for Pint?
No, yet we are talking first for we can start for
XR.
The Pint.
So I picked up a Pint recently. I've been playing with that, so now I have two answers to that question. If we're talking XR,
sorry, the first Pint or the XR?
The Pint X.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we're talking XR, I'm still addicted to the Hoosier 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
I started out on a T2. It was really nice, square, and stable. But as I've gotten a little bit faster, I really appreciate that narrower sidewall and that easier ability to rock heel toe.
Okay.
If we're talking Pint, thanks Matt Ligori for the recommendation. I am absolutely addicted to the Maxxis 5.5. It's a little bit of a bigger tire you can fit on a Pint. You can get it going a little bit faster. But I ride that at a pretty high pressure, and it's extremely comfortable.
Tell me something. What is the difference today between the Pint X and the XR for you? Now that you are riding
So
the
whenever I leave the house, I always take a board with me. That's just become a habit that I've grown over the past couple years. And even if I don't know if I'm going to ride, I'm still going to bring a board with me. And the Pint X is perfect for that because it's a little bit lighter, it's a little bit smaller and easier to carry. Most people that come into my shop, I tell them that the best board to ride is an XR, the best board to carry is a Pint, and plan your rides accordingly. So if you're in the city and zipping around and walking in and out of buildings, a Pint's really convenient because you can just pick it up, take it with you. It's not too cumbersome as to where the XR might be. But if you're dedicated going out with the intention of riding, XR is an absolute solid platform for that. And the GT's working into that territory as well. I don't have one personally, so I can't comment based on experience from it. But those are the two that I ride most frequently.
So when we are talking about the Pint and the Pint X, you see a big change from the two of them?
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing, obviously, is the range. It goes significantly farther, and you can definitely feel that. The weight in the back is there. It's also something that's noticeable. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's just easier to notice. It does feel a little bit more torquey. It feels a little bit more aggressive, and I like that. And that could be, due to the tire, could be due to the board itself.
And the pushback is the same from the
It's
normal
still got
Pint?
that Pint pushback. It really wants to keep you going under what it wants you to do.
Okay, that is like the safety, but sometimes it's difficult to.
Yeah, like I'm saying, if I'm going out to ride intentionally, I'm taking an XR with me. If I'm
Yeah.
going somewhere and I have the opportunity to ride, I'll take the Pint just because it's easier to carry.
Okay. Do you think the update, like me, I'm talking about most of the people now here in Europe. You're seeing lots of pints selling, and everybody's updating for the X. Do you think that was there is no place anymore for the pint the normal
No,
pint?
the greatest thing about a new model board is that it's going to make the previous model more affordable. This is going to make one-wheeling accessible to people at a new price point, and it's only going to bring more people into the sport. Right? There's nothing wrong with a used board, and if it brings a new person to the community, it's doing its job, whether it's new or used.
The big problem is that, like, for everybody, like me, I'm a heavy guy. If I go in a pint for me is like I'm going back to the V1. V1, you're going to have around 4
So
miles.
the trade-off of that is it's not as feature-rich as the newer models, but the greatest thing about a Pint is that it's the gateway drug to an XR.
And you have around 2 miles per hour more. That's what I understand.
Yep,
I
you
don't
get a
know.
little bit faster on the XR too.
Okay. And what you experience, I'm telling you because I know that you are right. You know that, and that is always questions. I like to the opinion from each one is like this: when you try the GT and the XR, do you think that was a mistake from Future Emotion to take the XR out of the market?
Yeah, so I don't know their full list of priorities to what made them do that. I personally would have liked to see the XR stay around for a long time and continue that manufacture, production, and support. Good news about it is that there's already a very, very large community effort around the XR. So it's not going anywhere for a while.
But for you, my friend, the question is like this: don't you think that is two different types of boards, XR and GT, that they do two types of jobs? Because I speak with the guys who like to make tricks and like to do this crazy stuff with the XR, and they say they're going to stick with the XR to make all these tricks and crazy things is better. The XR is more like a off-road downhill board, and
Yeah, absolutely.
because of the weight.
I myself am not too much of a trick rider, so that doesn't bear too heavily on me.
Me too.
I still take the XR out every single day. I don't own a GT, but the appeal of the GT definitely is on the side of bombing down trails as fast as you can. The reason I stick with the XR is it's something that I am able to work on and fix myself. Right? If I buy a product, I hopefully, like many others, assume that I'm able to choose what I want to do with it. And it doesn't matter how good the specs are on the GT. If you can't fix it yourself, it's really not worth all of what you paid for it, in my opinion. So for that reason, I stick with the XR for just about anything I want to do.
Yeah, I love my XR. So I'm going to ask you another thing that because I have this issue, I want
Hmm.
to say thank you so much to the one wheel parts because was the only one selling this. This here, guys, is close. This is I don't know if I received it yesterday, but I
You got a
leave it
little
for the
present?
interview. No, that is not a present. That's something I buy it from them. I want to see if I have it here. Let me see. Yeah, I have it here. So this here, this is was always a
I
problem.
recognize that.
So that is a problem we have with all XRs. So I have no chance in Europe to repair it. I try to contact the Future Emotion. I don't receive no answer because I'm telling I have problems with my XR. I don't have no lights front in the front. I ride a lot in the evening, and I have to buy it from USA. And there's just two places in USA that sell it, and Future Emotion don't give me no answer. And I'm not going to send my board just to change the cable.
Yeah,
So
it's understandable.
it don't make no sense. So I want to thank to these guys because it was a problem and they fixed it very well and they put it everything together. I thank you guys in USA. They do amazing job. What is your plans for the future, my friend, with your company or what you are planning? I know that you are a very intelligent person. You are very good with all the mechanic. What is your what you want to do in the future? What is
Yeah, so
your
my plan's the same as it's always been. I want to provide, more qualitative service to more people that are local and not local to me. So
Mhm.
I'm in an ever growing pursuit to become more capable with what I offer. And I still maintain that the genuine belief that I wouldn't do anything to anybody's board that I wouldn't do to my own. So if there's more I can learn, and there always is, to be doing that to a better degree of quality, that's what I'm going to go after. In addition to that, I'm also, working on a couple different projects right now. I've got a generally large amount of experience in this space, I'd like to think. So I try to leverage that and bring some new ideas to market and products that aren't necessarily seen before. So I'm really excited about that.
So I just want to say first of all you are from the first time I see your video I don't see the last one. I'm very sorry. I want to see it today, but I think
Yeah, not
that's
a
a good
problem.
update. But I just want to say first of all with you I learn a big lessons and I learned so much and you educate me so much about my one wheel that I'm I have lots of respect for you guys today, all of you
Fantastic.
who
Well, I
make
appreciate
it.
that.
Yeah, I think most of the people forget how many research do you have to do it, how many fights do you have to do it, because I know that is not easy to work with Future Emotion. I don't want to criticize Future Emotion, but for you guys to find parts to work the one wheels are broken to put everything together is not easy, and that is you have to know what you are doing because it's not just making money, it's helping the community to have very fast his board to ride again, and it's not easy, guys. uh, I want to make you a question. Is like this: when somebody sends you the boards to your shop, when they come out the boxes or the completely one wheel, uh, do you put it waterproof all of them, or if that works, or if the person who wants to repair it say no, I don't want to have waterproof, what is the way that you do everything?
Yeah, so it fully depends on what that specific rider wants, right? That there's no blanket service that I just do out the box for every board, because I very much try to tailor to what the needs are of each person that comes to me. So
Okay.
I try very hard not to make any recommendations or put any of my personal influence on what comes
Oh,
here.
that is good.
My
That is very
sole
good.
my sole purpose here is to inform. So if you want to do any one particular thing, or if you want your board to be more reliable, more robust, I can tell you about the things that have done that for other people, but the ultimate choice to do that is really up to you.
Yeah, but that is very good. I know that lots of companies tell you do this and do that. What is for you today I know there is. I don't know if you try it. Land and Surf. They have new footpaths.
The Platysense. Yep.
Yes. What you do? You try it? Do you know something about that? Do you think that is a
Yeah.
good
So
thing?
I haven't. I don't have one personally. I've tried it on a couple boards. The experiences that I've had personally up until this point is it appears to be quite reliable. So I haven't exactly had the opportunity to put it through its paces, but I'm extremely excited to see options for what you can do for sensors now, and I think that sets a very positive precedent for the future moving forward here.
But I'm asking you this because I asked something from Matt,
Mm-hmm.
and he said you don't have to sell it. Do you think that is maybe because he cannot sell it?
Yeah, so I don't know if I know enough about that to specifically comment on it. I know it's a different type of sensor entirely, and with that has its own list of pros and cons.
I asked mine. I hope that I will receive this week, and I'm going to try it because of my friend. I don't know. Everybody knows him. The crazy Barry Barry Miller. Bart
Oh,
Miller.
Bart.
Bart Miller is a good
Love you,
friend
Bart.
for me too. I see the last accident from him 33 miles per hour, and
Yeah, that
then
man's quick.
crash. That's the man is always in the limit. I hope that he understand. He don't have any more 20 years old, but he's always. But for you, my friend, do you think like I'm going to tell, do you think the GT is going to be the future for all of us, or do you think there is we maybe is like the beginning of something better, or the change? How can I say it? I always see the XR as a tank.
Mm-hmm.
That was like I tell to my friends, you can do everything. You're never going to destroy it. The XR is like it's like a machine. But now
Right.
with the new one, with the XR, I see the design is like more refined.
Yeah,
And
so the company's definitely maturing. They're able to produce a more product appearing like product. I don't imagine too many people are going to run into the question of people on the street of did you make that, because it doesn't quite have that homemade appearance anymore. And to answer your question, for better or for worse, the GT is the future of Onewheel, right? That is the new flagship product. The XR isn't offered anymore. And if you're looking to get a new board and you want to get every bit of the experience out of it, the GT is your option to do so. The question becomes whether that's a positive or a negative experience for the consumer, right? If you're unable to fix it and it breaks for reasons of where components can't be replaced, the tires are out of tolerance, or whatever might be the problem with the board, if you're unable to fix it, that doesn't set a positive precedent for the future of that product. However, if certain things change and you're able to service and safely operate on the board that you own, that does set a very positive precedent, because that's proven a positive precedent for the XR and every board prior.
what makes me confused, I don't want to stick with the future movies like this. They ask the Pint on the Pint X to sell it, but the XR they put it out. Thank you. Maybe that is a strategy that they're going to use now, and then later they put it maybe the two of them just for the beginning for the people to buy more GTs, and maybe
I'm not really sure. So again, I've never talked to Future Motion about any of this. So all we're talking about right now is purely speculation. But I would be elated to see the XR make a return. That would be a very exciting thing.
if they come here, I'm going to ask these questions.
Yeah, please do.
That is the first questions I'm going to ask, because I'm very sad, because I was planning to buy a new XR before the GT is out, and I was with no chance. I'm waiting. Maybe a friend it tells me maybe is going to try one from USA that there's some shops have it.
Yes,
Till now
that's the only
the
place you can get new XRs anymore.
Yes,
It's
yes.
just the inventory of what retailers have.
Yes, and that's what I'm trying, because I want to keep another one, because I love my XR. The other thing I want to ask you is like this a very important topic: batteries.
Batteries. All right, let's get into it.
Yes, batteries, my friend. That is a big question here that we have in Europe. is should I upgrade my original battery for CB XR or GV XR, or or it's better for me to stay with the same side of battery, or maybe uh, the original one? What is your opinion
Yeah,
about that?
so right off the bat, with that information right there, I can't tell you if it's better or worse, right? Better depends on what you want to do with it. And without knowing what you want to get out of your board or what you want to achieve, there's really no way for me to know what the best solution is for your specific situation. So if you're in a situation where you want a little bit more torque and a little bit more range and you're accepting of the cost, absolutely. A CBXR, JWXR is a fantastic option. If you are someone who carries your board a lot, if you use it to commute and you don't like carrying that weight and you're able to get where you're going right now with the range that the board has built in, then it might not exactly be the best solution. It really depends on what you want to do with it. The great thing about Onewheel is that there's so much that's possible with it, and there's so many different ways to ride the board that there is no one best way to do anything.
Because I'm telling you, the guys like here in Europe, the guys like you who are working, they don't recommend the CB. Most of them, they don't recommend. No one wants. It's not because of the company. It's not because they say there's some things they don't recommend it, because most of the people want range.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I go to the riders in USA and I ask them, most of them they say, Nelson, for the style what we're doing off-road and doing crazy thing is going to be too heavy. Then comes the point, heavy, and most of them they say, one side say yes, the other side say no, the other side, and that is the big confusion. For me as a rider, I'm like you. I'm not this guy who makes tricks and crazy stuff. I want to have more range.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, XB will be a fantastic one. And I think for all of you guys who are out there, if I think it's for the 42 to 4,209, is you can have the normal XB, and then if you have more than that, you have to have a chip, something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, so there's a couple hardware revisions for the XR. It started with a launch version at 4206, skipped 4207, then we went 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
The dividing line is in the middle of the 4210 life cycle with a firmware version called 4144. Anything prior to that does not require the chip for aftermarket battery modifications to work. So anything after that, you require what's called the JWFFM chip, which is a product that restores the ability for you to A, put in larger batteries, or B, with certain firmware revisions, exchange components. So if you break a BMS, for example, you no longer need to get a BMS and a controller. You can get a different BMS, put that chip upon it, and now it's able to work in your board.
Okay, that's why they use so much, guys. They use this smart BMS inside. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's why. That was always my question. Why they use a different BMS? But that is good. So, guys, if you are out there, don't forget to see your number. Don't ask for a battery. You have to first go and make a research and see if that is the right battery, or if you have a different one. I know that there's lots of persons who ask me, why do I have this chip? That is the answer for you. The other thing I want to ask you, my friend, is like this. What is your type, your XR today? What is your setting? What you have inside of your board?
Oh, we want to get up under the build? Here, I'll go get my board right now. How about that?
Yes, I'm looking there to the board. I want to see him.
All right. This guy here.
I'm very curious.
So this is what I call my daily driver. This is the one I take everywhere.
Black and white?
Black and white, that's right.
Yeah, like me.
I don't know if we can see. So
yeah, it's perfect.
Are the greatest rails I have ever ridden. Robert Allen and Badger Wheel and Ori Michael with Flight Fins did a killer job on these. Yes. So that adds clearance in the back so you can go, down steeper terrain. I have that same 5.5 booster. Treads are getting pretty low. Should probably replace that soon, but that's the core of my setup, right? On top of that, I have flight fins with custom spacers to get them a little bit
Mm-hmm.
wider. I tend to prefer that wider stance.
It's for me. It's too. Is the same. It's better.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I have a flight deck on the back that is probably due for replacement sometime soon. Bang bumpers, front and back.
Yeah.
What else are we looking at? Full Badger job, fully sealed up, and then I have Badger Sense on the side here. So if I boot that up, so I got the full Badger Sense system on the side of the board.
Oh, that is nice.
And I have a separate unit that goes on my wrist called Badger Sight, so I can see this information on my wrist when it's up in front of me. So this will show your motor load and your battery level. So you can see based on what color it is and how full it is, how close you are to a nosedive. This is really, really important when you're trying to take, full advantage of horsepower on and off road.
For the guys who are out there, if they go to your shop, you can customize that.
Absolutely, yeah. So all of the stuff that's on that board is offerings that I do through my shop.
It's the first time I see this light on the site. Believe
if you haven't seen Badger Sense, I highly recommend you look into it. It's on Badger Wheels website. It truly is like adding a new sense to
guys. That sometimes the people ask me, Nelson, why do you make the interviews? It's because of this. I'm learning every day. Every day I learn with you guys, and I'm impressed. That is very good. It makes the life easy for all of us.
Absolutely, yeah. It makes the board safer, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you don't have to go every time to your phone and control it. What I have, what I don't have.
Yeah, so I don't touch the FM app or any app anymore.
Yeah, that's I have. You have to. You can forget then this. You don't need it anymore. That's a fantastic idea. It's the first time. That is crazy. My God, it's always good to see new people putting this the Onewheel. Like you, putting new stuff, new ideas, creating new things for all of us. Without you guys, believe it, we are not achieved. I think Future Emotion was not so good today if you guys don't push for them, because you guys are every day pushing and creating and doing stuff, and Future Emotion have to move and say, hey guys, we have to go fast because these guys, they are machines and they learn so much. We just have to say, because of these updates, without you guys, the updates was not there. Maybe the updates maybe came in 4 or 5 months later. I want to thank you so much for you, Luis, for Mario, the guys who came to the site, for the guys from Flow Life who came, and everybody who came, and for the community himself that put the videos out showing the problems, was out with the boards, and don't have no problems to share your videos and showing what is the problems with your machines, because that is the way that we can fix the problems. And
sure.
I think that is the best thing we have, and that's why I love so much the Onewheel community. It's so big and so good.
I firmly believe that the greatest value to one-wheeling lies squarely in the community and nothing else.
Yeah, I think that too, my friend. I think we need more. I just want to say something very important. I hope to see you in the Float Life 5
Absolutely,
this year.
I'll be there.
I hope that your company comes bigger. In 1 year, maybe we can speak again and you say, now I have my website again working. My company is working very well. I'm going to leave the links for all of you guys there. Please support all the guys who are fixing your Onewheels. Is in America. There is lots of places you're going to find them. They are everywhere. And let me see. Oh yes. Oh, let's put this here. Oh, what's happened? I want to put this. Give me just a second before. I cannot find it. Let me just. Why did I? No, let me put here. Yeah. Okay. Before we go, I just want to share something here very fast. That is. Oh, tell us a little more about this. Very
Yeah,
fast.
so this is the GoFundMe campaign for the JW lawsuit. This is the maker of the JWFFM chip who is currently being struck with a patent infringement IP lawsuit from Future Motion. So this is the way that the community backs the community here, right? That this is where we can help fund and directly make a difference to ensure that JW at least wins this lawsuit, hopefully, and
That is.
sets a precedent moving forward for how FM chooses to attempt to sue aftermarket companies.
I'm going to say something for you guys, huh? Believe it or not, it's not very nice, but I think that is Future Emotion don't need to do that.
Yeah, this is the number one way you can contribute to the community right now, in my opinion.
Yes, we can contribute it, but I think Future Emotion don't need to do that to anyone. I think that is not very nice from them. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to put negative things, but that is a very negative things. I didn't know that is so far, has gone so far. That is not a nice thing for no one, and they don't deserve that because they are trying.
This is a way for you to make a positive difference here.
Yes. So, guys, I'm going to leave the link. Thank you for sharing this link to me, my friend.
Of course.
I'm going to leave the link here. I'm going to put in all my medias what I have, and I have a lot. I'm going to put it in all of them, and I hope that you can support. I'm going to leave all the links there for you to go, and we have to put this money to help them. They need the help from the community. If you can share 10, 5, do something. If we see you are more than 40,000 riders, we're going to achieve this money very fast. If you just share a little, believe it, guys, we're going to go very, very fast. And that is crazy, man.
For sure. And if you need, board service, modification, upgrade, repair, anything for your Onewheel or any PEV, please go to storklifeservice.com. We're more than happy to take care of you. We have locations all across the United States to be more accessible to more riders.
Yeah, I'm just going to change here. And of course, in his Facebook or in Instagram, you're going to find him too. That is his Facebook. And then let's change it here. That is a nice picture, but then you're going to go here. If you click in his website in the moment, it's not working. But
yeah, website's currently under construction, unfortunately.
Yes, that's why. But don't worry, he's going to come back, and he's going to come back with a fantastic website with lots of information for all of you guys. And stick together because of the other thing, guys. You send me the link. I'm very sad to see this. I'm very sad that that was a very sad news. Guys, I'm going to put everything in this medias. We have to go to this money. I'm going to put here in Europe, and we're going to try to help these guys. They need help a lot. It's 150,000. That is a lot of money. That can destroy a company very fast, and that's what we don't want. Okay, my friend. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Like
always,
it's been great.
Like always, I leave you with the last words. For my side, was a pleasure. You are a very, very important person in this community.
I appreciate that.
I'm going to leave this interview, and I'm going to see your video that you put now for me. I think it's going to be a new thing for me to know a little more about Onewheeling, and for all the community support you. I think you doing an amazing job, and I hope in the future Future Emotion wake up and say, hey, there is our contact, come to us, and we're going to work together. I think
Absolutely.
They're going to win a lot with this. A lot.
Yeah, I actually shot you one more link there. So that is the culmination of a 2.5 year project with my buddies Cam and Henry. This is a short film produced by Cam called The Float Effect. So this is what we came up with to sort of visualize what Onewheeling means to us and what PEV riding means to us. So if you have the 11 minutes to spare, I highly recommend that you give it a watch, give it a like.
I'm not going to show. I'm not
Can't
going
get too
to.
much of a spoiler.
It's not a problem, my friend. I'm going to come, and I'm going to. First of all, I don't know if I'm subscribed. I'm going to be subscribed.
Fantastic.
I support all the riders, all of them. If nobody understand all my channels, if you support me, I support you. Sometimes the people say,
Absolutely.
how do you support everyone? I support everybody who writes. The channel is made for supporting. I don't win no money with this. I'm a cook. I just do this to help the community. Why I'm doing this? For you, my friend, just for you to understand, because nobody was doing. Today we have some companies are starting to do the pushback company. These crazy
Hmm.
guys, they are crazy, but they are doing interviews with the riders, and we need more guys doing interviews. Lewis now is bringing this problem to the table, and we need more and more and more. And then can I say, okay, now is enough guys doing in lots of guys is doing, let me change here, uh lots of guys is doing something for the community. My English is not so good, then I can give up and I give it the place for guys who can speak better English than me, but they have to continue and continue and continue to do interviews. I have 240 50 interviews now, I think, in together
Yeah, you're doing a
girls.
really good thing.
I just want us to share information. Right? Do
Hmm.
you understand? Like you sharing this guy, this video. We have to put it now out there.
Yeah, the best possible thing here is a more informed consumer, yeah, a more informed consumer, and a more informed writer. And I'm
Yes.
just trying to do my part to make that happen.
Do you know what is the problem, my friend? I'm going to tell you like this. I know that lots of people then they say Nelson is a piece of shit when you say that. I say that with my heart. You know why? Because most of the guys who come here to YouTube, they say, "Oh, I want to make a YouTube channel and I want to make views and I want to have lots of views." And then when they see, okay, oh, 300 guys see this, oh, 1,000 guys see it, that is not enough money for me to win. Oh, I'm not going to make any more interviews. That no make no sense. Or you make it for the community, or you make money. But you have to explain to everyone what is this, what you want to use it. I use it just for one thing: information. I don't win nothing with this. You know what I win? Like today, a new friend, a new rider. I learn, like this video, I learn so much stuff that I didn't know, that I can share with my community, that I can help them, that I can share the link. That is so many things that the people don't understand. And
Absolutely.
that's why this channel is open. Just for riders, for people who love this sport. That
Yeah,
is
well,
my idea.
I'm really excited to be able to contribute toward that message.
Yeah, that's I can share to you. I'm not a guy, but if you see all this channel, I'm going to put in the video. I'm just going to share for everybody to understand. In I'm going to make an event for friends, uh, and I ask the support from the companies, companies that understand, because I'm no found no money. I don't receive no money. I don't want. That is all the companies in the last days that they said, I'm with your project. I support the company, the company. I support the No Limits to Ride Electric, and you see how many people do you see here inside? A lot. That they I can put it more here, but don't need. And that is going to be an event that we have to pay, because I don't know if you know, here in Germany is illegal to ride. In Europe now is UK is illegal, Netherlands is illegal. There is lots of countries you cannot ride the PVs.
Yeah, so
So
PVs are only getting more popular year after year, right? So it becomes increasingly important for people like you and myself to make sure that the responsible perspective is shared to as many people as possible, because that's what's going to ensure that we can all continue to take part in this sport that we all know and love.
yes, that's why. And because we are cannot in Germany or in Europe ride most of the countries, we have to do these private events. Is the only place you can ride. And when you see, I go to a private event that costs a lot of money, I ask $10 for each person. Is nothing, my friend. Is nothing. We're going to have more than 100 riders there having fun, and that is the idea. That's why I love the Justin from Float Life
Hmm.
Fest. That's why I love the what Derek makes in his event too. That's everything together is like. That's why I love One Wheel. The One Wheel
You got it.
community is like You don't have to. Like you write it here. I'm going to put something that you write here that I love it, and I see in your Instagram, and I put it here. There is two important things in life: in the day that you walk and the day that you float. That is everything. You don't need to say nothing else.
You
Just
got it.
enjoy life and have time. For my side, thank you so much for coming. It was a big pleasure. I just want to say to you, my friend,
Very
thank
much.
you
I
so much.
appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on. This has been a blast.
And the last word is for your community, for everybody's going to see the video later in Facebook and YouTube. I don't make so much propaganda for Facebook because there is a problem with Facebook. You cannot you cannot read the comments, and that's why I don't make so much purpose. But it's there, it's free, is in public. You can share it with everything. This channel, don't worry. If you take the video for you and you use it, you can use it. That is no
Fantastic.
profit. So for you, my friend, the last words is for you.
Yeah. So like I said, if you're, looking to get your board repaired, upgrade, modified, or, turn from its current state into anything that you want, Stoke Life Services is going to be the place that will help you out best with that. You can find your local service provider at www.stokelifeservice.com. If you happen to be in this podcast and be new to the world of PEVs, I highly recommend you check out Float Effect on YouTube, a film by Cameron Ridge Media. He's at about 960 subscribers, so it'd be really cool to see him hit 1,000 after this. And
we're going to try today. I'm going to.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be really cool to see. And aside from any of that, right on, right? Float on, my friends.
When I go out from here, I'm going to put in all my medias. I'm going to put this guy on the top. When he comes to 1,000, I remember when I come close to 1,000. I came to the Instagram and I say, okay, guys, we are missing around 35. And everybody start to and was very fast. The same thing. We're going to try it. I'm going to put it for everybody to go there and subscribe because from the 1,000 the Facebook, for you guys who don't understand why the 1,000 YouTubers see you as a different, then he sees you as a YouTuber, and you're going to receive more things like views come to the front. Is totally different. It's very important for all of you guys, and of course, then you're going to see the videos what they made. Look, that is amazing. That is very, very good, and we're going to support.
It's my understanding that Cam wants to make a lot more of these types of videos, and having an accessible base of viewers to enjoy that content is really going to help make that happen.
And Cameron, I'm going to contact you, my friend. You have to come here too. So, my friends, have a good night, a good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. Enjoy it. Don't forget, like I always tell, ride fast, but always, very important, always safe.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So, guys, have